Jordan Walsh scored his first NBA points, but that's not what I liked about his game against Memphis. Plus, trade rumors and why Jaylen Brown should not participate in the dunk contest. All right now on the Locked On Celtics podcast.
Be ever ready. Recognize the city of champs. Boston, baby, we do what you can't. Locked on number 18, Tatum and Brown, J-Team, step back. We gon' wet that and slay teams. Of course, the Celtics, who else could it be? Screaming like KG with the Larry O.B. Karalis above average, assessing the team status. Best daily pod, no cap, salary matching. Clutch like Bird the DJ, keep John on replay. Prime time, dapping up the truth on the sideline. Raining J's, how it started, raising banners, how we finished. Locked on Celtics pod, home of the winners. B.
Hey there, welcome back to the Locked On Celtics podcast, right here on the Locked On Podcast Network, where it is your team every day, and I've got you covered every single day with a free, fresh podcast that's dropped directly to your device every Monday through Friday, plus bonus podcasts when they play on weekends. So make sure you're subscribed wherever you get your podcasts. Watch a show on YouTube, hop into the comment section, let me know. Become an everydayer. Join me every day. Come say hi to me at the Garden, all that good stuff. I'm John Karalis, by the way. If you don't know me, I'm, used to play ball a long time ago. Now I cover the Celtics for Boston Sports Journal and for you because you are the ones, you're the consumer. So I'm doing this all for you. Later on, we'll get into Jaylen Brown, who is apparently considering the dunk contest, why I think that's a bad idea. The second segment, we'll get into trade rumors, names that keep popping up that I don't know why people ignore actual facts when these names come up. But hey, I'll do what I do, which is pour cold water on things. And, sorry. I'm going to do it. It's at I'll do that in the second segment. I'm going to start this show. First of all, I'm going to start the show by telling you that it's brought to you by FanDuel. Make every moment more. Right now, new customers get $200 in bonus bets if your first bet of $5 or more wins. So go to FanDuel.com/lockedon to get started. First topic, Jordan Walsh versus the Memphis Grizzlies, which I didn't talk about in yesterday's show. A little bit of an oversight, but this gives me the opportunity to actually talk a little bit more about a guy that a lot of people are excited about. I know that he's valued in the Boston Celtics organization. They think highly of him. They think highly of the work that he's doing. And he's having a decent season there for the main Celtics. He's doing okay. He's progressing. He's learning. This is great. And some of the people who comment about him, and it's a thought that's out there. It's, some anger, some people who are upset that he's not getting run against NBA competition, which I don't think he's ready for yet. I just don't think he's ready for that on a consistent basis. Get a couple of tastes of it in garbage time, get run in practices with the Celtics. Don't think he's not getting opportunities to play against the Celtics. Like you're saying, if you're one of those people, hey, he should be getting run against NBA competition. And you don't think that in practices, he's not going up and trying to guard Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum from time to time? Like who better is he going to guard than guys who play for the best team in the NBA? Like he's getting some opportunities to go up against them. They don't run full court, but they do drills. He is guarding guys. He is learning little tricks from them. So there's some level of playing up against NBA level competition. So don't think just because he's not playing in a game against the Charlotte Hornets or against the Atlanta Hawks that he's not getting NBA reps. He's getting it in practices. He's getting it against guys on his own team. So that is valuable. But the big thing is that he scored his first NBA points against the Memphis Grizzlies. He got the dunk up the right side. He talked about it. He's like, I've been taught to kind of run to the corner in transition, but I didn't see anybody in front of me. So I just kept on going down the lane there, and I got the ball and no one stepped in front of me. So I just dunked it. And good for you. I like that. Getting down the floor, and it was a 3-on-2 break, finishing it with a dunk. That's good old-fashioned classic basketball. But the thing that I loved, I love two things. I love the fact that he got that basketball and clutched it and was just like, mine. Nobody Nobody's ripping this away. No LeBron. Everybody's making the LeBron jokes. No LeBron coming in to rip this away. I'm sorry, Giannis. No Giannis to come in and rip this away for me. None of that. He just held on to that ball. So that was fun. He's clutching it in the middle of the post-game interview. So that was fun. I liked that. But the other thing that I liked was he didn't force another opportunity to score. And it felt like if there was ever a chance for a guy in his position to be like, hey man, I'm going to cook. This is my time. I've got 5 minutes, or what is it? 3.5 minutes that he checked in, actually. We had 3.5 minutes of basketball. Let me see, however long it was. Let me see how I can do. Let me get some shots up. But that's not what he's here for. And I was incredibly impressed that he was looking to make the right play. When I asked Joe Mazzulla about that, his face kind of like lit up a little bit. He's like, yeah, like I like that. He mentioned his defense. He was in position defensively. Like he was in good position. That's how he's going to have to make his bones here. That's how he's going to get minutes when he is ready to play in the NBA. He's got to get stronger. He's got to learn some of the tricks, but I think his head is in the right place. He didn't take this garbage time and say, watch me cook. Let me see if I can get to 10 points. How many points can I score? This is what I'm told to do. I'm told to defend. I'm told to be in these spots. This is my time to come out and show the coach that I understand the assignment. And he showed the coach exactly that. He came out and didn't force anything. He drove when they closed in on him. He didn't force it. He kicked it. And sometimes I think once it led to an assist. He got, I think, a secondary assist in there somewhere. But he didn't force his shot at all. And I think as a coach, that's so very notable because of all those temptations that I talked about. And to have a guy that you understand gets it. He gets what he's asked to do. Even in an opportunity where no one would have looked at him funny for trying to score or go for his own a little bit, he just said, nope, I'm making the right play. I'm going to go out there and do what I'm supposed to do. And I was just like, when I saw him doing that, I'm like, man, I instantly, I'm like, I love this kid's mentality. It's exactly what this team needs. You need a guy like him, a grinder, a guy who understands his role, who's going to go out and do the dirty work. Man, that is going to be a valuable guy in the next few years. So not this year. I'm not forcing it. I'm not pushing it. He's got plenty of time. I think his head is in the right place. He's focusing on the right things. Everybody's talking about how hard a worker he is. With the focus, with the desire, with the coaching, it's a recipe for success. And I hope that success is in Boston because they're going to need guys like him. They're going to be very, very expensive. This is a very expensive team that, as I'm about to tell you, is going to be extraordinarily limited in what it can do moving forward. Like this trade deadline that I'm about to talk about is their last chance to do anything. And even that, I don't even know if that's going to happen for them. So they're going to need Jordan Walsh and players like Jordan Walsh to be cheap and effective. So good to see him get what he was supposed to do. Good to see how he performed, and excited for him in his development because he really, really, really impressed me. So all of that stuff about the trade deadline in their future, let's talk about that in just a second. Today's show is brought to you by FanDuel. FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook. It's the official sportsbook of the LockOn Podcast Network. And it's because you, new user, on Super Bowl Sunday, it's coming up here, you can have some fun placing your bets. You place a $5 bet and win. You get $200 in bonus bets if you sign up at FanDuel.com/lockedon. FanDuel.com/lockedon. Super Bowl Sunday is all about scoring a winning bet, a winning seat on the couch, some winning snacks. That's what the Super Bowl is all about. It's three things. You watch commercials, you watch the football, you watch your diet go out the window, and you watch your money grow by hitting some of these great bets, like who's going to score a touchdown, how many points will be scored, all of these fun prop bets. You can have it all there with you at FanDuel.com/lockedon. Sign up there. Get your $200 in bonus bets when that first $5 bet wins. Make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. And as always, use the tools that FanDuel has there for you, because this can be fun. This can be a fun little way to spend a little bit of your disposable income. Set your limits, set your budgets. Use the tools that FanDuel gives you so you can gamble responsibly. Thanks for making Locked On Celtics your first listen every day. The NBA trade deadline right around the corner Thursday. So Locked On Fantasy Basketball is your place for the live reaction Thursday at 1 o'clock. Subscribe to Locked On Fantasy Basketball on YouTube so you don't miss Josh Lloyd breaking down every NBA trade with analysis and insight you can only get from the Locked On Fantasy Basketball podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. And obviously, if the Celtics do anything, I will have reaction here. So obviously, if you're new to this show, stay subscribed, get on this, because I'll do shorts. I will have quick reaction, the things at 3 o'clock. So if I have to do a bonus podcast, I will do it as soon as I can in the middle of that trade deadline chaos. So I will put out content here as well. I don't know if the Celtics are going to do anything. We know that the Celtics have very limited options, right? I've talked about this with Keith last week. So if you haven't seen the Keith Smith episode, go check that out. But basically, I'm going to run down some of that same stuff. The Celtics have a $6.2 million traded player exception. That's $6.2 million is not a lot to spend. They have obviously players. They have the Peyton Pritchard. There's a little bit of a thing with Peyton Pritchard's contract. It's a poison pill because he got the extension. Basically, the short version is the team that trades for him is using the average of all remaining years of the salary. The Celtics use his current salary as what they're matching in salary, which throws a little wrench in things, right? And it's complicated CBA crap that you don't care about, but it makes the deal either work or not. And in some of these deals, it can be a stumbling block. And very important as we get into Kelly Olynyk as one of the trade rumors. Kelly Olynyk is one of the guys that keeps coming up. Celtics are interested in Kelly Olynyk. Of course, he'd be a great third big. You can go double big with him. You can have him play instead of Al Horford on a back-to-back and not really lose a whole lot offensively. He'd be great. He'd be a very nice addition, but he makes $12.2 million, and that's a very difficult number for the Celtics to match without trading Al Horford himself, who makes $10 million this year. And after that, it's Peyton Pritchard and stacking a bunch of salaries. And the point I was about to make right there was you can't just say, sure, let's just give them Peyton and Luke and Lamar Stevens and who else? Shvi Mikhailuk and one other guy. You can go 5 for 1. You can stack up all these. No, you can't stack them all up. Even though you plug them into the trade machine, it works. Can't do that because the Jazz have to have 4 open roster spots. They're trading Kelly Olynyk and one comes back, so that's 1. And then the other 4 guys in that 5 for 1 trade have to fit into open roster spots. And if they don't have the open roster spots, they have to create them by waiving players. And if they waive players, then that becomes a little bit problematic for them. You don't want to have to waive guys and okay, maybe they can send somebody else. Well, then the Celtics have to send somebody else. And if the Celtics make that trade, then they have 10 players, right? 5 for 1. Well, you got 14 guys on the roster. You send out 5, that's 9. You get 1 back, that's 10. You're supposed to have 13. So now the Celtics have to sign 3 guys. All right, what are you going to do? You're going to upgrade J.D. Davison and Nehemiah Queta? Is that how you do it? Do you just sign a bunch of 10-day guys and hopefully you can find somebody on the buyout market to fill a spot? It just seems like a lot. And honestly, you're jumping through a ton of hoops for Kelly Olynyk, who's good, but you're jumping through a ton of hoops, a ton for Kelly Olynyk. It's just too complicated. You can try to get other players involved, other teams involved. That makes it even more complicated because all of those teams need to get some sort of compensation. You'd be like, oh, can you take Jay'Sean Tate for us? Yeah, sure. Here's a 2nd-round pick and some cash. It just gets difficult. Now, he makes less than the mid-level exception, which means Boston would be allowed to sign him if he gets bought out. That's possible. I would think if they want Kelly Olynyk and he gets bought out, that would be a way to do it. Maybe the Celtics do something with a Chris Dunn trade and offer a little something sweet in the Chris Dunn deal where that encourages a buyout of Kelly Olynyk with the wink, wink, hey, Kelly's going to sign with Boston once he gets bought out and clears waivers. Maybe that's something. That's a highly illegal move. That cannot, let me stress, if the league found out about that, that would be a very highly illegal move. It would be negated. People would get in trouble. Somebody might lose a job over it because you can't do that. But I'm not saying highly illegal things don't happen all the time in the NBA either. So Kelly Olynyk is one of the rumors. It's so improbable. It's technically possible, but so highly improbable. I know you're probably listening. If you aren't every day, you're like, John, didn't you say that exact same thing about Jrue Holiday? Yes, but I also didn't expect them to trade Robert Williams. So are they going to trade Al Horford? There's a way to do it. If you trade Al Horford and Jay'Sean Tate and, whatever picks or whatever, however it works, yeah, you could do that. But they're not trading Al Horford. They are not trading Al Horford. That would be outrageous. Considering what he means to this team defensively, if you just swap out Al Horford for Kelly Olynyk, that doesn't do anything. So it's technically possible that way, but I don't see any reason to do that. You're making your defense worse. So Kelly Olynyk, possible, technically, more of a buyout guy to me. There's some other names that have been floated around. Delon Wright. Okay. Delon Wright can go out there, can get you some shots, can hit some shots. He's in his 30s. He makes $8.2 million. So, again, he doesn't fit into the traded player exception. Now you have to give up assets for him, player for player. So, and you have to give up Peyton Pritchard. Is giving up Peyton Pritchard plus somebody else for Delon Wright, is that worth it to you? I don't know. Is it? Delon Wright's not like a knockdown guy. Like, he's a good shooter, but so is Peyton Pritchard. He's taller than Pritchard, so maybe you think he can give you a little bit more as far as people aren't going to shoot over him, but I don't know. That doesn't feel like, okay, sure. Maybe, again, buyout market, sure. But I don't know if a trade there is going to work. Jae'Sean Tate from Houston is reportedly movable, according to The Athletic. I don't see that happening. It's kind of weird, but he makes $6.5 million. So he doesn't fit into the traded player exception. So you'd have to trade players for him. So you want a 6'5" guy with a long wingspan who can't shoot threes to defend? You already got that. You already got O'Shea Brissett on this team. You want to go get a little bit younger? I don't even know how much younger he is, to be honest with you. So that doesn't make sense. I know maybe you think there's an upside there and you can get him and develop him and maybe he can turn into something a little bit more, but he's not like, it's not like he's 19. He's like 28. Which brings me to the most likely, most doable one, which is Andre Drummond, who fits into the TPE. He makes $3.5 million a year, very much in Boston's price range. They do not have to trade players away. He can just come in, you give up whatever pick you need to give up. Maybe you give up a player in that whoever at the end of the bench to do that. You could. That's fine. In this scenario, if big capital letters, block letters, if Andre Drummond is cool with being the third center, then sure. If capital I, capital F, because he's starting in Chicago, he's averaging 14 points and 17 and a half rebounds, and he won't do that in Boston because he's not going to get that level of touches. And also, this is the same guy that when Boston was trying to make the in-season tournament and they had to get the point differential, that's the guy that Joe Mazzulla was hacking, doing hack a Drummond. You think that's going to be the guy he wants to put on the floor the way Joe Mazzulla thinks? I don't know. Why not just put Miles Queta on the floor? I mean, he's not the same level rebounder, obviously, but I don't know. I would be fine with Andre Drummond if Andre Drummond is fine with the role. That's my biggest question. Those are the rumors. Those are the guys. It's not going to be easy for the Celtics to make moves, right? This is the last year they can aggregate salary. You can't take back more salary after this season is over if you're over the second apron. The Celtics are not allowed to aggregate contracts. They could not do 2 for 1, 3 for 1. It's got to be 1 for 1 next season. You can't take back more than you send out next season. You cannot send out cash next season. You cannot use trade exceptions next season. That's what the second apron does. So I don't know if that makes the Celtics more likely or less likely to make a deal now, because you can't overreact to this season and screw yourself and then go into next season and be like, well, now we're stuck. This is going to be tough. This is going to be tough next year for the Celtics to do anything. Wow. Just looking at those restrictions. Oh my God. It's going to be tough. Hey, maybe Brad Stevens can go on vacation because he's not going to be able to do a damn thing when it comes to trades next year with those restrictions. So I don't expect the Celtics to do a whole lot. I still don't. I do not expect the Celtics to be very active. Maybe maybe they can get under the second apron for this season. Maybe they'll try to do that. All right. I'll come back with why Jaylen Brown should not participate in the dunk contest. Today's show is brought to you by BetterHelp. Sometimes you just need the chance to get something off your chest. Big or small, certain things can really start to get on you. That's why it's important to let it out. That's why I am about to let you know why Jaylen Brown shouldn't be in the dunk contest. I have reasons, not just, and it's not injury stuff. I have other reasons. And I think Jaylen should listen. Somebody needs to be honest with Jaylen. He needs to be honest with himself. Being honest with yourself, that's something you learn how to do in therapy. So BetterHelp can help you get stuff off your chest or deal with bigger problems. Help you be honest with yourself. If you're thinking about starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's online, designed to be flexible and suited to your schedule. If you don't click with your therapist, this is an important thing, you can switch therapists for free at any time. Visit BetterHelp.com/LockedOnNBA. You get 10% off your first month. It's worth it. I've benefited from therapy myself. So give it a chance. BetterHelp.com/LockedOnNBA. BetterHelp, HELP.com/LockedOnNBA. Thank you for making Locked On Celtics your first listen every day. Go check out Locked On NBA tomorrow. Obviously, trade rumors are going to be big, big, big. But whatever the big stories are in the NBA, I got you covered on Wednesdays with Jake Madison of Locked On Pelicans. It's a good show. It's a good time. I hope you enjoy it. Subscribe wherever you got this podcast. So Jaylen Brown is reportedly, according to Shams Charania, seriously considering going for a run at the dunk contest. It's like, okay. Look, he's a tremendous in-game dunker. He is one of the best athletes in the world. I think he is a tremendous athlete, and sure, he's a great a great dunker. And if he did participate in the dunk contest, it'd be the first time that an all-star has done so in 7 years. So there is excitement at the possibility of Jaylen Brown participating in the dunk contest. And I am not an enemy of fun. People, I tweeted out that he should not do it. And a lot of people saying, why do you hate fun, John? Why are you so against fun things? And I'm not against fun things. I am a fun guy. I enjoying myself. I have a great time with people. I'm actually fun at parties. I'm actually, I feel like pleasant to be around. So I don't say this with any old man yelling at cloud. I'm not saying this because I'm worried that he's going to land on a knee wrong and hurt himself. And I do think that I'd like him to save his legs. I do think that it would be beneficial, but I understand people like look, he's going to have a few days off. It's one day jumping. It's fine. Okay, that's fine. I get it. I just don't think he's going to be that good. I don't think he's a dunk contest kind of guy. I don't think that he's dunk contest material. I feel like Jaylen, the in-game dunker, who certainly can fly in-game, can dunk on people, can get posters, like he can posterize guys. He is phenomenal in-game. I don't see that flair. I don't see that thing. I've never seen him in an open court scenario do anything kind of silly fun in an open dunk. Like, I've never seen him do anything that would suggest, oh, wow, this guy should be in the dunk contest. In fact, one of my peeves is that when people see a guy who dunks a lot say, oh, you should be in the dunk contest. But no. Dunk contest is something different. Dunk contest is a different animal. You got to have a certain kind of smoothness, flair, and that's not exactly what Jaylen Brown is. I would prefer Jaylen go the LeBron route, because people said, oh, LeBron should participate in the dunk contest. And he kept teasing, well, maybe this year. And he never did. And he never will, obviously, because he's like 80 years old now, which is a very funny thing for me at 50 years old to say about a guy who's younger than me. But Jaylen Brown should go that route, because just like LeBron, LeBron can get up there. LeBron in his prime could get up, and he dunked on people too, and he did some kind of cool things, but not dunk contest cool. It's just not the same. Don't get caught up in the hype. Don't go out there and show people, like, I'm just afraid that he's going to go out there and like try to get too crazy, miss, get eliminated. And it's like, oh, that's unfortunate. Like, first round elimination. Like, that's what I fear. That's why I don't think Jaylen Brown should do it. I think he should tease it. I think he should leak that he's trying to do it. And then I think he should be like, you know what? I'm going to focus on the season. I'm going to focus on my team's run to the finals instead of doing this. Maybe next year. Maybe I'll do it next year. That should be what he says. Just, when have you ever seen Jaylen Brown, aside from dunking on somebody, which is incredibly cool, right? Incredibly amazing, but they don't have posterizations as one of the dunks. When has he done anything remotely in a dunk contest, like with dunk contest flair in an open court scenario? He doesn't do that. And maybe he just holds back in that. I just have never seen a single sign out of Jaylen that makes me think that dude is a dunk contest dunker. It's such a different animal. It's such a different thing. So I don't think Sam Hauser should do the 3-point contest. And I don't think he's in it, but I definitely don't think he should even go for it because I think he's kind of a slow, the way he shoots. I don't think he's going to finish the racks. All of this I could be wrong. Jaylen could have stuff in his bag that I never thought I'd see. Maybe he can go, maybe he wins the thing and I look stupid. Fine. If I look stupid, I look stupid. I'm used to it. It's not the first time I'll look stupid and it won't be the last. But I don't see, has nothing to do with his status, has nothing to do with injury risk. I just don't see Jaylen with the bag necessary to win the dunk contest. If he proves me wrong, great. If he participates, I hope he wins. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see him. I'd rather just see him do the all-star thing, chill out, get off your feet, enjoy your break, and come back and be fine. I just did a whole thing yesterday about how this was so smart for the Celtics to give him this one day off because it seemed like he was getting tired and he was getting worn down by this season. And now all of a sudden he's going to spend an extra day jumping around, dunking, and doing all these things. No, get the rest. Get every little bit of rest helps. So, but yeah, I've said what I've got to say. That's my take on the Jaylen Brown dunk contest. I hope the dunk contest is fun. If he does it, I hope he does well. I'm not hating on Jaylen. I think he is in game. I think he's an amazing dunker. He's one of the best dunkers in the league. I just don't think he's a dunk contest guy. Let me know in the comments what you think. Let me know. Should Jaylen dunk or not? What did you think about Jordan Walsh? What do you think about these trade rumors? It's all there in the comment section. So go onto that YouTube page, watch it there, and comment. Or just scream it if you're driving in the car. Just scream it, and maybe I'll hear it. You see my ears. Maybe I'll hear it. So thanks for subscribing. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys have enjoyed the show. Hope you become everydayers. And then you feel like sharing the podcast. Spread the word. Tell your friends. Tell everybody they should be listening to and watching the Locked On Celtics podcast here on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.